and welcome to today's YouTube video. I'm really excited about today's video and I'm going to give you a quick glimpse of all the sugar products I have right here over. Sitting next to me, there's a lot of makeup. It's enough for literally a full face of makeup, which is what I'm doing today. I have tried Sugar's lipsticks in the past that came to me in PR and I was really happy with them. I actually did a whole dedicated video about it, which I will link in for you somewhere here and down below in the info box. If you haven't seen it, please go see it, because I think that was the very first product I've ever tried of Sugar's and I haven't tried anything else. So everything that's sitting over here next to me also is going to be completely new. I want to give you guys first impressions. I want to do a face full of makeup in the spirit of full disclosure, because I'm always very transparent with you guys. I have not paid for these products. Sugar's PR team reached out to us because I really love the lipsticks and they thanked us and all of that, because naturally that was a surprise for them as well, because I just decided to do it receiving a PR package in the mail, and they were like, oh, if you're doing something in the future, let us know. And I was like, okay, I like your lipsticks and I think I want to do a one brand tutorial. Can we figure something out? So I don't know if this counts as a collaboration. Technically this is all just in PR. I'm not getting paid for this. All the reviews are my own. Even when I'm getting paid for things, it's still the reviews, the opinions that I give you are my own. There's always disclaimers on that down below in the info box. There's actually, if you go over and try to find one of the sponsored videos from the past, I don't do too many sponsored videos on YouTube. You'll see a little link where I actually tell you what, how, why, what, when, where the sponsored content works. But anyway, this video might land up being a little longer than usual. That's my worry. I don't know what it'll end up being eventually, because I want to talk through the video. I've noticed a few call outs on their foundation that I definitely want to mention. So let's just dive into it. I want to play with the makeup. I want to see what it does for me. We have a giveaway in this video. I landed up calling for so many products and I decided that I'm going to keep a certain set of these aside, which I will tell you guys about somewhere in the course of this video. So stay tuned for that. Stick around for that, because I want you guys to get as many goodies as you can. I try to do as many giveaways in general also, and more so since the 100k and my 20th birthday and that whole thing. There's been a non-stop spree of giveaways, so stick around for that. Enough of this intro being super long. Let's dive right into the makeup. Okay, so my hair's clipped up, you're zoomed in, all of that's in place. Gonna start out with using the Pore Minimizing Primer from Sugar. They actually, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier or if I've mentioned it in that last video where I tried their products out for the first time. I'm a really big fan of their packaging. Like, I feel like they're an independent Indian brand from whatever little I do know, and I think that their packaging is pretty sick. Even with the rest of the products that I'm looking at over here, I feel like the effort that's gone into keeping their all of their packaging very cool, very beauty, very fashion. It's not over the top, it's not gaudy, it's actually really nice. Just a little holler to that. I feel like going that extra mile is something that not a lot of brands do, let alone independent brands. Especially in India, I feel like we don't have many small private label brands. Okay, I just took like a little bit. This is super soft. It doesn't feel like silicone-y. I think most primers do have silicone. The claims on this one is that it goes up to 12 hours with oil control. It's a skin perfecting formula, and if I remember correctly, I think this brand is also completely cruelty free. I know that the foundations and a few of the other products are, but I think the brand in general is extremely cruelty free. And I feel like something like that is obviously like just a little bit of a bonus point there, because it's more expensive to produce products like that. So this little baby, the Base of Glory Pore Minimizing Primer, came in a little tube format, completely plain black on the inside. Really nice minimal product packaging, and then of course the add-on packaging is really cool. Already sort of mentioned that to you guys. My skin feels really nice and soft, and okay, wait, it's like you can't really feel anything after a few minutes. That's really nice too. A lot of primers tend to linger on your face all the way till when you've used your product, so this is nice. Okay, then I have the Sugar Drop the Base foundation, and now the call outs on this really impressed me, because I was reading the back of it a few minutes ago before I started filming. Ultra thin, skin perfecting. It has an anti-aging formula that provides seamless coverage. We'll find out in a bit. What I really liked is that it is powder free, water free, and it is cruelty free, and I feel like that really kind of like I caught my attention. Powder free, water free, but seamless coverage. Now I have about 3-4 shade options for this. The brand unfortunately does not make concealers, so I'm a little worried about that, but it just says dot your face and go right in, so I'm just gonna put a little bit. I have 3-4 shade options here, but I feel like this one, which is just a half a shade darker, is what I prefer to go with. I feel like I'd rather go a little darker than a little lighter, but it's looking very dark on me right now. I'm using the Sigma 3D HD Kabuki brush over here. Okay, it's not dark for me. Yay! Wow, that's actually a really nice true to color kind of a thing. I think that the pigment is strong, so initially it was looking a little bit dark, but worked out. Okay, so this has a really nice natural finish. It's definitely not full coverage, but I don't mind it. I don't know how it's water free, because it's so thin and watery in terms of the texture. I'm just gonna build up a little bit more because I want to see if it can build up. It's the first time I'm using it, right? I'm really happy with the color selection. It is such a true to match for me. Now with the concealer, I'm a little bit worried because basically there is no concealer. What I did instead of that is I got my hands on a much lighter, like a concealer shadish foundation. The one I'm wearing right now on my face is a number 32. So I actually also picked up a number 17. I selected a number 17, which is pretty light and sort of like what I would do in the case of a brightening concealer. I went with something like that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a little bit of the product on my hand. It's pretty light, shade number 17. I don't want to go dabbing it straight on my face, so I'm just dipping my beauty blender in it. Okay, so because it's not a concealer, the consistency is very light and watery, exactly what it was with the foundation, which is not really working for me much. I feel like that is a little bit of a problem. Considering there was no concealer, I was expecting for this flaw to come up, and now I'm debating between should I just go in with my own concealer or should I let it be, because it's a full face of just one brand. But I'm not happy with the under eyes, which sort of I was expecting, because like I said, concealer to hai nahi. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cheat this just a little bit because I do want the final makeup look to be nice, and I don't want to not give the other products a fair chance just because there's no concealer. I'm quickly gonna go in and use one of my trusty concealers. Okay, so I've just used a little bit of the Makeup Revolution concealer. I wanted to go for a drugstore option since sugar is so affordable. I wanted to stick to something within the same category. I have the Revolution Pro concealer over here, which is what I've used. I wear the shade C10 in this, if I remember correctly. Yeah, C10 in this. I kind of feel bad that I had to break the flow of just using one brand, but I don't want to, like I said, not give the other products a fair chance. Now I do have to tell you, there are a lot of drugstore brands that I love, and like for example with PAC, I think you guys know I really like a lot of their products, but their powders don't really impress me much. I really hope that Sugars will. Maybelline's Fit Me is like my holy grail drugstore loose powder, so I'm really hoping I find something like that in Sugar also. This is a transparent one that I have over here. Again, really like the packaging, white, translucent. When it gets on your skin, it becomes translucent. You open it up like this and it comes with a little spongy thing inside, which is really cool. Unfortunately, I'm not really a big fan of these. I think it's great that it comes with it, but I'm gonna go ahead and use a soft little layer of this translucent powder on my under eyes as well as around my laugh lines, just to make sure that the laugh lines don't crack easily, and also hoping that my creases do the same. Feeling pretty happy about the way the translucent powder has set in. Definitely so much better than some of the others that I've tried, but I feel like using the light foundation as a concealer has definitely left this area a little bit grey. I also didn't go in with too much of the Revolution Pro concealer because I didn't want to, you know, sort of overpower it. I wanted to just sort of do its magic on the inner corners, which I think it has, but I do see the grayness. I feel like the translucent powder has a really nice soft finish, which is really good. I do think it's very important to just kind of feel your face after you use any powder, because if it feels extremely granular or unsmooth, it's probably not a great one, but this one is feeling really nice. They have a Steel Show lip primer, which I'm gonna go ahead and use on my lips to make sure they stay hydrated, because you guys know I have slightly chappy lips and I want to make sure that they are well looked after. Okay, so I definitely like the texture of this on my lips. It's not extremely heavy. It feels pretty lightweight, but at the same time, it's left my lips with a really nice smooth finish. I like that. For the brows, I have the Arch Arrival Brow Definer. I am using this in the shade 03 Woody Scooby. And again, similar packaging. Okay, so this side has the spoolie end, and this is where the product is. Wow, this actually reminds me of the Benefit Goof Proof. It looks really good. The shape and the end of it also reminds me a little bit of the product. So this might actually end up becoming a good dupe if it performs well. Let's find out. Okay, so I do think that if you're looking for a drugstore, like an affordable option, this is a really good one. The product glided on really easily, almost like butter. Very smooth finish, and clearly very easy to use and maneuver. Pretty pigmented as well. I'm going through an in-between growth phase with my brows right now, so I always have to make a little extra effort to make sure my brows come close to matching, because you know, brows are sisters, not twins. But I think it's really helped me. I like it a lot. This one is definitely staying on the tops list, and we'll find out what else is a hit and miss along the way, if anything. Okay, so now that I am done with the brows, over to the rest of the face. I'll go to my eyeshadows later. I have the foundation stick over here. Actually, I have it in a pretty dark shade. I have it in the shade Espresso 65, and I decided to use this as a contour. You've got it in this stick format, and you have like the product rolling out from here, and the other end they have this little brush over here, which clearly is a great option if you're into just the little 2-in-1. This is going to be super handy to travel with also. So if you find your shade in this might be a good option. Just gonna see how well it blends and builds. Contours have recently got my heart, so I really hope that this performs well, because I'm building like a little favorite contours. So here I'm going a little over because I want to see how it blends. I want to give myself a slightly glam chisel. It's very pigmented, like I was not expecting for this much color to come from it, but it's a good thing if it is. So just gonna take the other end and start blending. Okay, this blends really nicely, but it's still very pigmented. I should have gone in with a little lighter hand for sure to test the waters first. I'm gonna have to add some foundation there and even that zone up for sure. Just taking a little bit of the foundation and blending it through. But see how well that stick foundation even blends. It's really nice. I feel like it blended so easily. I'm definitely gonna try this one as a foundation, but the pigment is really strong, so keep that in mind. Okay, I need to fix this for sure. Okay, now that I've sort of fixed the damage, oh god. Okay, so one major like minus point about this is because the lid is attached to the product, you can't really take it out and empty it into it like you can with most others, I think all other loose powders. But the advantage is that it also comes with a mirror. It has a protective film on it right now, which I'm just not gonna bother with. But I wish that the lid was separate so that I could go ahead and empty some powder into it to use, which is what one tends to do. Just setting this foundation in place, and I think we're not gonna add any contour because of the little makeup fail we just had. Same thing. What I'm gonna do instead is pick up some blush. So I'm quickly going to show you the face palettes that I have over here. Okay, so in no particular order, this is Vivid Victory 02, which is a face palette that comes with a blush, contour and highlight option. Then we've got 01 Subtle Summit, which is another one that has a blush, highlight and contour option. We have a highlighter palette, which is an all 3 highlighter option, which is 01 Glow Genius. So we're gonna come to this later obviously, but what's really nice is that all of them come with little mirrors and they have like a lot of color options, they have shade options. What I'm going to do is go with Subtle Summit, the first, the 01 option that I have. Pick up a brush. The brush I'm using is the MAC 129 brush. This is one of my all-time favorite blush brushes. I'm just gonna take a little bit of this. It's really subtle, it's nice, it is definitely buildable. As you can see, the color is just getting more. For the camera to pick it up, I always end up building my blush a little bit extra, which I have to do for the camera and the lighting and all of that to pick it up. But it's a really nice, soft, pale peach, pale pink actually. I don't like how my under eyes are looking on camera right now. It doesn't look like that here. It looks pretty nice here, but on camera when I'm looking, I look super tanned. The blush is the first thing that leaves your face in terms of makeup. So I know I've slightly like built it up, but it will settle down in a bit, so I don't mind that. So let's just wait and see how that goes. I don't want to like be very hasty about what I think of that. Next up, what we are going to do while I try to get over this under eye situation I have going on, I'm going to take the Bend the Rules cord set over here. Again, I really appreciate the fact that everything comes with a protective film. This one also comes with a teeny tiny little brush that actually just popped out while I was opening it out. But let's be real, none of us really use those ever. I feel like I never land up reaching for the tiny brushes. I have my tiny little stand over here, so I'm just going to use some of these brushes. There are 4 shades over here, as you can see. Again, they had a lot of options that I picked from. I went with something that was soft and subtle, very neutral. What I'm going to do is kick off with this slightly plumish shade in the top right corner. Now I'm surprised that this doesn't have a mirror, because the face trios all have mirrors. So I'm kind of surprised that this one doesn't. But I have a little teeny tiny one over here that I'm going to use. I'll just keep taking pigment from the cord. Okay, so absolutely loving the application of these eyeshadows. I'm only 1 shade in, but the application is so easy. It's buffing out so beautifully. The color payoff is amazing. There is no patchiness. Of course, you have to try and shuffle between patting and just sort of going in circular motions depending on the shape of your eyelid. But I am absolutely loving how smooth these are to go over and just kind of glide all over your lid. Next up, I'm just going to take the slightly taupey shade that I have here to go ahead and darken the outer corners, deepen the outer corners of my eyes, just to add a little bit of dimension and define the overall pigment over the eye. Can I just say that the color payoff is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. Okay, so I've given myself quite a lovely little lid there, almost like a plum smoky eye. I'm going to take this teeny tiny little dome brush. This one is a Zoeva brush. It is the Petit eye blender number 223. I'm going to take this really soft, pretty, it's like the same shade family of the plum, but it's a really soft, mauvey, shimmery pigment, and I'm going to make this smoky eye a little bit more glam. I love how smooth the application of these pigments are. They're blending in together so beautifully, and they're just going really nicely with my skin tone. At the same time, I also feel like something like this will work with a lot of skin tones. Now that I'm done with 3 really nice shades, just to kind of give myself a smoothened out brow bone, I'm going to go in with what is the 4th color option in this quad. So I basically used all of them. This is a soft one, but it's still like a little bit pinky mauvey, like super light. When you do this, you can actually see the fallout, so always make sure you dust off the excess powder and then go on to your eye, because you're just going to have a whole lot of product on your under eyes. Okay, because I'm not exactly satisfied with the way my under eyes are looking, and I feel like they're definitely ruining like the look of the makeup around there. I don't think this was the fault of the translucent powder, to be fair. I just think it was the grayness from the lack of the concealer. I feel like I've said that too many times in this video, but I'm just going to take a little bit of my trusty Fit Me loose powder and just take a little bit onto the cover like I normally do the lid, and just this is also not translucent, right? It's colored, so it will sort of help even that situation out. There you go, so much better. So if you're ever like in doubt about something and you feel like you've used a new product that isn't exactly working for you, just reach out for something that you know that you can trust. It's okay. I'm definitely going to give this translucent powder another shot on one of my regular concealers in the time to come. But I like this so much more. It's looking brightened, it's looking nice, it's looking well concealed, and it's not looking ashy. So maybe one of the things that you could take away from this is, if you have slightly ashy under eyes and you get conscious of them often, don't opt for a translucent powder. Go for something that has pigment in it. Makeup Revolution, Milani, Maybelline, and so many others out there do this. I haven't checked if Sugar has colored translucent colored loose powders, but I'll definitely check, and if I find any, I'll add links to it down below with everything else in the info box. Okay, suddenly everything seems a lot better. I know that it's still pretty bright, which I'm okay with. At least it's not looking ashy and in the zone that I was worried about being in. I don't usually go into the lower lash line very often, but today I feel like it. So I'm just taking a little bit of the mix of the two mauvey plummy shades and just going on to my lower lash line for a soft diffused look. I actually don't even go in and use Kohl very often, but I have a new Kohl over here, which is here. It's called the Stroke Out Genius Heavy Duty Kohl, and I have it in the shade 01 Back to Black. This is a pencil format, it's not a roll up, it will need a sharpener. So I'm gonna go in and just kind of define my eyes. I don't go on my lower lash line of, oh wow, that was dark. One stroke. Okay, that was amazing. That was amazing. Just not even going all the way through the lash line, just like 2/3 of the eye. Okay, I am shook. This was so dark, and in one swift move, I feel like using it more. Okay, wow, I need to use more of this Kohl in my life. This was really, really nice and super easy to use. It was like one swift move. I've left out the inner corners. I don't want to go there. I just feel like it'll look nice and different if I don't go all the way. But this was really, really pretty. So I have two liners over here. I have a gel liner, and I also have a double matte liner, which I think is going to be a liquid liner. Just because I've not used any other gel liner in a really long time. The usual gel liners I tend to use are Maybelline, L'Oreal, Bobbi Brown, MAC. They do really good gel liners. I think it'd be really nice to have another affordable gel liner on my list if this works out for me. Gel liners are so easy to navigate between. This one is sort of like the Maybelline. It comes with the brush sort of right here, which is a really nice thing to do. I used to use this, like the little tiny brush in Maybelline, a lot. Okay, so I literally just tried to pull this plastic cap off and the brush came off. This is from Glasm Cosmetics. It's a BR-A025. I think I mentioned how I liked a couple of these brushes in one of my other recent videos, and this was a new brush, and clearly there are a few nice ones and a few not really that I'm going to be reaching for. Okay, so I have this random elf, I think. Yeah, I have this elf liner brush over here. I'm just going to take some of the gel and go ahead and give myself a nice thin, hopefully, it won't get too thick, winged liner. Okay, it's really nice and all, but I don't know whether I'm using it with a very light hand. It's pigmented, but I feel like I'm just worried about creasing over my eye. Okay, so this could just be completely me, but I feel like I haven't used a gel in a really long time. So I feel like this is, I don't know if it's entirely my jam. Also, I'm not really like digging into the product. It seems really nice and soft. I'm gonna try it again for sure. But for right now, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and use the liquid tip to give myself the definition I want. Yeah, I think I just find liquids easier to work with. Maybe that's just me, but I do find liquids just easier to work with. So I feel like something like this really works for me. Man, I'm loving my eyes right now. I don't do dark defined like with kajal and stuff very often. So I think I'm kind of digging this. Okay, so we've got the Uptown Girl Lengthening Mascara over here in the shade 01 Black Beauty. I'm not even gonna curl my lashes because I feel like I just want to see what the mascara does on its own. This is what the wand looks like, just in case you'd like to know and see. Okay, we're officially on the last couple of steps. I'm gonna take some highlighter from the same Subtle Summit face palette and just kind of go over the high points of my face. I'm doing this before lipstick because I also want to highlight my Cupid's bow before the application of the lipstick. This is a brush from Glasm that I received in PR that I actually really like. The highlighter brush really works well. Okay, so it's time to go over to the lips, and this is actually where the giveaway kicks in. I'm gonna quickly do my lips and then talk about it actually. What I have over here is the Rule the World set of lipsticks. They're lovely lipstick crayons and they come in a set of 4 along with a sharpener. I think this is the shade that I liked when I saw earlier. I'm just quickly going to check. So I'm going for the shade number 13, Elle Woods over here, which is one of their matte shades from this little crayon collection. As soon as I'm done with this little last step and setting spray, we're going to talk about the giveaway in a second. So creamy, I love it. This reminds me of like NARS. NARS crayon sticks are this pigmented and creamy, so to be able to get that kind of finish at such an affordable price is mind-blowing. I thought I was going to top this up with a liquid lip, but I just like it so much right now that I don't think I will. I know that this and this, both being slightly strong, is a little bit much, but I think I like it. It's a little bit different. I'm so used to playing up only any one feature at a time, but I kind of really like this. I think that this is really, really nice. It's nice. I just like it. I'm impressed. I'm surprised. And this one is definitely going to be one of the products I see myself reaching for more often. I know I have a setting spray. I have the Grand Finale setting spray, setting mist, and this is in the shade matte. Okay, this just looks beautiful and so luxurious. Something about just matte black finishes are stunning. Okay, so this had a really nice light fragrance. It's almost completely gone away already in a few seconds. Another cruelty-free product at 700 bucks. This is really nice. I'm trying to check how many milliliters come in this, but it's literally not mentioned anywhere. It only says that it has a matte finish, but it doesn't mention the size anywhere. Okay, 60 ml. That's not bad. It's going to give me a matte finish, and I can already sort of see everything setting in really nicely. I'm gonna quickly talk you through the giveaway before we go into the hits and the misses. How could I forget? Okay, so here's what I have for you guys. I have 2 boxes of lipsticks over here that you can win. You have 1 box with 4 lipsticks over here. This is the Rule the World. These are bullet lipsticks. They're really, really lovely shades. The shades we have I'll mention down below in the info box. Apart from that, we have 1 more box of lipsticks over here, so there are going to be 2 winners. This one is the same as one of the boxes that I have for myself that you just saw. Again, I will mention all of the shades from this down below in the info box in case you want to know. Now, here's what you have to do to win this box. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be selecting 1 winner for this from Instagram and 1 winner for this from YouTube. So make sure you are following me on Instagram as well, because I feel like if you want to participate, you can just punch in your answers on both platforms to have better chances. I'm going to quickly take out the clips as I speak. What you have to do is really, really simple. You need to leave a comment on the Instagram post or here on YouTube down below in the comment section and tell me 1 makeup tip that has never failed you. It could be absolutely anything. It needs to be a makeup tip, not a skincare tip. If you're leaving this comment on Instagram, make sure you also mention that you're a subscriber on YouTube. And if you're commenting it down below here on YouTube, please make sure to also mention your Instagram handle, because you do need to be a subscriber and follower on both platforms to be able to win. There are going to be 2 lucky winners. 1 will select from Instagram, 1 will select from YouTube. Pan India, you could be anywhere from India. I'll mention the dates of the contest closing and the shades down below in the info box, so give that a read if you would like. I think that overall I should talk about a few hits or misses for me, just to kind of walk you through the stuff that really I loved. I think that this foundation is something I will definitely reach out to. It is not a full coverage foundation, but it is pretty buildable, as you can see. If you have troubled skin or scars or blemishes, I don't know if this will be full coverage for you. I have pretty not even skin tone, but I don't have like really noticeable scars and blemishes, so this did work really beautifully for me. I definitely see myself reaching for this more often. The shade I've opted for myself was the number 52 Corretto. Sugar, guys, as a brand, Team Sugar, if you're watching this video, please come up with a concealer, because you've done such a good job with foundation. I know if you guys will bring a concealer in, it'll be a game changer. So please do. We need more affordable beauty products in the market. There is a sure shot gap that I think more people need to come out and fill. I think that the setting spray was a total hit for me. I do think that the gel liner is something I will need to work with a little bit more. I will not put it on my hits list just yet, but it's not a miss either. I'll definitely need to work with it a little more to see if I really like it. The eyeshadow cord, where did you go? My table is such a mess right now. The eyeshadows. The eyeshadow quad, oh my god, yes! This has to be my favorite from everything I've used today. This product is such a must buy if you're looking for affordable products, you're looking for good payoff, you're looking for products that will blend beautifully. I'm definitely going to be reaching for this more often. The loose powder, the translucent loose powder was an okay. For me, unfortunately, it wasn't a complete hit. I do think that the grayness and ashiness on my under eyes was not the fault of the loose powder, but at the same time, I think I'm just leaning towards pigmented formulas. If you're looking for something within the affordable category for loose powders, I would much rather recommend a Maybelline Fit Me, which is one of my holy grail products, or a Milani even for that matter. What I do think that Sugar has done so right, apart from the foundation as well as the eyeshadow quads, are these lipsticks. They are so creamy. It's giving me a very luxurious weightless feel. It's still completely full coverage, very matte, super creamy. My lips are not feeling dry at all. I honestly speaking feel like I'm wearing a NARS lipstick on me right now. The packaging is pretty similar to NARS also, so this kind of works as quite the dupe, but I love the way it's feeling on my lips. Like, that's really nice. I feel like the lipstick and the eyeshadows are going to be at the top of my list for sure in terms of the favorites. The liquid liner was really nice too. Even the mascara, my table is a colossal mess. Even the mascara was really nice. Not only did it add length to my lashes, but I feel like it also curled them up a little bit, and I deliberately did not use a curler to see what this does for my lashes. So that's another major win. Oh, I loved the primer. The primer felt super smooth. It like almost instantly just went into the skin. Felt really nice and soft. I have dry skin, so I'm a little bit particular about the kind of primers I use, but this one is definitely on my list. One of the products that I actually did not unfortunately get to using, but I have it somewhere here, are these cushion foundations. I have a couple of shades here that I needed to match. I didn't end up using it because I landed up using the liquid foundations instead, but I will probably try this and use this in probably a different video as a different wear test. If you guys want me to try this out, let me know down below in the comments. Even the foundation sticks was really nice. I obviously kind of messed up by using a lot of it because I wasn't expecting for it to be that pigmented, but this one is definitely on my hit list as well because the color payoff and the smoothness and the way it blended was really nice. Okay, I think and I hope that I've covered everything. You guys have my thoughts, you have the giveaway details. Go ahead and participate. You'll find anything that I may have missed or want to point out to further, and all the links to all the products down below in the info box, so make sure you give that a read before you go away. Also, let me know down below in the comments if there are any other brands you want me to do one brand tutorials on, because I'm here to listen. I want to bring stuff to you guys that you want to see, that you want to hear about, that you want reviews about. So let me know. I love you guys very much. Please make sure you turn those bell notifications on. I upload 5 to 6 videos a week and I would love for you to keep up with them. See you guys in the next one. Mwah. Bye.